Russia and Ukraine ramping up their attacks on each other. Ukraine's drones hit a Russian electronic warfare facility. Ukraine says Russia launched nearly 500 drones and missiles overnight at Ukraine. Former U.S. Ambassador to NATO Kurt Volker joins me. What happens now, Mr. Ambassador? There's no sign of peace at all. Where are we going with this?
Right. Well, I think we have the same situation we've had for many months now, where Vladimir Putin is really not feeling any pressure to end the war. President Trump has put pressure on President Zelensky. Zelensky has agreed that they would do a ceasefire, an immediate ceasefire, a 30-day ceasefire, a permanent ceasefire, if Russia would agree to the same. But because Russia is not agreeing to that, Ukraine is doing its best to take the fight to the Russian military, knocking out those strategic bombers and airfields last weekend. Kurt Strait Bridge took a hit. A few other bridges also did. Now this electronic warfare facility. So Ukraine has a lot of capacity that it is bringing to bear in order to try to raise the costs on Russia to get them to a ceasefire.
Do you think President Trump is just washing his hands of the whole affair? The other day, I think he said they've got to keep on fighting for a while to settle it. I mean, that's kind of washing your hands of it, isn't it?
It is, and it's unfortunate because that's mischaracterizing what's happening here as well. He used the analogy of two kids on a schoolyard fighting, and you just let them fight. But one of these is a bully who is beating up someone who's far smaller and weaker. And what you do then is you pull them apart and you send the bully to the principal's office. That's what we should be doing.
Iran says soon it will present a counter-proposal for a nuclear deal to the U.S. Also, I want to cover this. Iran claims it took Israel's nuclear files and will reveal a treasure trove of sensitive documents. They haven't revealed any evidence. We don't know whether they're bluffing. What do you know about this?
Well, only what we've seen that the Iranians have said, that they somehow, through espionage, they got their hands on these documents. Who knows what they really are. What Iran is clearly trying to do, though, both that and its comment about a counterproposal, is maintain the negotiating process. They're not going to agree to give up their nuclear program. They never will. They're not going to agree to give up enrichment. They want to try to wait out President Trump. And so they are just dragging this out and making threats by saying they have these documents from Israel, making counter proposals that will clearly be unsatisfactory. But that's what the game is that they're playing.
It's the same as it's always been. Always. They never agree to anything serious and change. They just don't do it, which means at what point does Israel do something about it?
Well, I think we're getting closer and closer to that day because they had some faith in the Trump administration from the beginning that we were going to be adopting a tougher policy on Iran, as we had done during President Trump's first term. But now they're seeing the negotiation going on between the U.S. and Iran, including reportedly a proposal that Iran would be able to continue enriching uranium. Well, that's a non-starter for Israel, and I think for good reason. And if that remains part of what we're negotiating, if that becomes agreed, I think Israel will want to step in with its own capabilities.
Okay. Mr. Ambassador, thank you very much for joining us today. We do appreciate it, always. Thank you.